My sister slept with my boyfriend, got pregnant, and my parents took her side. Then they wanted my inheritance, but I made a move they never expected. I never thought my life would end up reading like some chaotic Reddit drama, but here we are, and honestly, I still can't believe any of this actually happened. I'm 24 now, but everything blew up when I was 22, back when I still had this painfully naive idea of what family meant. Back then, I was dating this guy named Evan. We met in college. You know the type. Kind smile, soft voice, charming in a harmless way. He had that calm energy that made you think, yeah, this one's safe. After a year together, I was convinced he was the man I'd marry. So naturally, I introduced him to my family. That was my first mistake. My family is, how do I put this nicely? Traditional, but in the most suffocating, reputation-obsessed, appearances over everything kind of way. My parents, Robert and Linda, weren't rude to Evan, but I could tell they weren't thrilled. They gave me those tight smiles and those "are you sure?" glances the whole time. But whatever, I could handle that. The real shock was how quickly my sister Mia clicked with him. She was 21 then, wild, impulsive, dramatic, the complete opposite of me. And then there was my baby sister Lily, who was 12 and adored everyone who gave her attention. Evan was great with both of them. Too great, apparently. Anyway, everything seemed normal for a few months. Evan and I lived in different cities because my family didn't approve of us moving in together before marriage. So we saw each other when we could. I trusted him completely. I trusted Mia even more. That trust lasted right up until the night I found out they'd been secretly hooking up behind my back. I remember that day too clearly. I was at Evan's place, he went to take a shower, and his phone kept buzzing. I'm not the snooping type. But something felt off, like a pit in my stomach I couldn't explain. So I checked. One message. One name. Mia. And the first message I saw was, "Same time tomorrow? I can sneak out after dinner." My whole body went cold. I scrolled. More messages. Weeks. Months. Plans. Jokes. I miss yous. Pictures. My heart didn't just break. It shattered so violently, I swear I felt something physically snap inside me. I screenshotted everything, sent it to myself, grabbed my bag, and left before he even turned the water off. He called, texted, begged. I blocked him. But Mia? That betrayal cut deeper than anything Evan could ever do. She was my sister, my best friend growing up. We shared everything. I flew home the next morning with so much rage, I felt like I was vibrating out of my skin. I stormed into the house, threw the screenshots down in front of her, and she shrugged. She actually shrugged. Yeah, I did it. So what? My own mother gasped and slapped her. My father yelled so loudly the neighbors probably heard. He told her to get out of the house within a week, and I thought, for a moment, justice existed. Then 2 days later, Mia dropped the bomb. I'm pregnant. Everything flipped instantly. Suddenly, the same parents who screamed at her were hugging her, crying, talking about the baby's future. My mom actually said, "We can't abandon her now. She needs us. You need to be understanding." Understanding. Of what? That she slept with my boyfriend and got pregnant? I exploded. Called them all hypocrites. Told them I was done. Packed my things and left. I only stayed in touch with Lily because she was just a kid, and none of this was her fault. 2 weeks later, my mom had the nerve to send me a wedding invitation. Evan and Mia were getting married. I blocked her again. I thought that was the end of it. I was wrong. Months passed. I focused on work, therapy, anything to rebuild my sanity. Then Lily called me, crying, telling me our dad died. No warning, no call from my mother, nothing. They hid his illness from me. I flew home, still grieving, still furious. When I walked in the house, my mother and Mia immediately accused me of showing up for the money. I hadn't even taken off my coat. The will reading happened 2 days later, and it felt like a scene ripped straight out of some dramatic movie. My father, a man I had a complicated relationship with, left me 40%, Lily 30%, my mom 20%, and Mia, who caused all this chaos, 10%. You'd think karma had finally kicked in. Nope. Mia and her husband, yes, she married Evan, flipped out, shouting. Insults. Accusations. You owe us. You abandoned the family. You don't deserve a cent. Then came the threats. Not empty ones, either. First it was nasty texts. Then calls from random numbers. Then someone slashed my tires. All four. I reported it. Hotel security stepped up surveillance. But the worst part? I kept seeing this man watching me. First in the lobby. Then on the street. Then again outside the lawyer's office. I tried to shrug it off until a package arrived for me with no return address. Inside was a notebook filled, page after page, with notes about me. Dates. Times. Places I'd been. People I'd talked to. Even things Lily and I had done together. Someone had been monitoring me, watching me, stalking me. I genuinely thought I was going to die. I took it to the police. They opened a case, but I could tell they were overwhelmed. I changed hotels. Didn't tell anyone where I was going. Not even Lily. Then, one morning, my lawyer called. He's been arrested. Evan's husband? No. Mia's husband. He had been caught trying to break into my old hotel room. That man had been behind almost everything. The stalking, the notebook, the harassment, the tire slashing. He told police he only wanted to talk. Right. Sure. Things finally calmed down after that. The restraining order became permanent. He was charged with multiple counts: stalking, attempted break-in, property damage, threatening communications. Mia tried to defend him online, tried to paint herself as the victim again, but the courts didn't care. And for the first time in what felt like years, I could actually breathe. I moved into a new apartment, changed my number, built a life away from my mother and Mia. Only Lily knows where I live now. She visits sometimes. She hugs me tight every time, apologizing for things she never even did. She's the only one I didn't lose. It's been months, and while the nightmares show up sometimes, while I still check the locks more times than I should, I'm healing. Slowly. Quietly. There are days I still replay everything in my head, wondering how the people who were supposed to love me most ended up being the ones who almost destroyed me. But here's the thing, everything they tried to take from me, I rebuilt. Stronger. Steadier. On my own terms. And that's something no one can ever take again. My family thought I'd fold. They thought I'd cave, apologize, hand over my inheritance, accept their rewritten version of events. Instead, I fought back. And I won. Not just the money. Not just the legal battles. I won my peace, my independence, my future. And honestly, that's the move they never expected.